Welcome back, viewers. This time I'm going to talk about Bob and Sophie. Some very good friends. For this one, I got me a fresh cup of coffee, got me a hitter packed in honor of Sophie. Ooh. Let me hit this before. This one's for you, Sophie. Bob and Sophie. Well, so what turned out Bob and Sophie was, I just started smoking weed and we were doing acid. Oh my god, I've had some trips on acid. But this guy, Little Bug, he was one of the guys from the neighborhood, could get this crazy acid that was like plastic tabs that dissolve on your tongue. Man, it hit you quick. And it was like, dude, get those. But they were expensive. So one day, I had a bunch of money, and I was like, dude, we're getting a bunch of those. So I sent him over to wherever he gets them from. It was the people across the street from his house. Some money, and he goes in to get the acid. I'm just chilling by his house, and all of a sudden this guy comes outside and he goes, Adam. And I walk over and he goes, yeah, we can see you pacing back and forth, and we know you're waiting on your friend, and this is very suspicious looking, so come on inside. And I was like, well, what? Okay. So we go inside, they tell us they know what's up, and they're cool with it. I meet Bob, I meet Sophie, their daughter Candice, and she has to go to this lady Gidget's house. Gidget's like fucking back in the day hippie. She's got this crazy shit, and so she goes and gets it, brings it back, and we're sitting there, and she goes, hey, you guys want to smoke a joint? And I'm like, yes. And they smoke a joint with us, and holy shit, I was fucking stoned. We left there, I almost didn't even want to pop the acid. Pop the acid, we do acid, we're gonna get some more. So we go back, and this time we both go in. Now we're chilling and hanging out, and they're like, hey, let's smoke a joint. I'm like, hell yeah, let's smoke a joint. And they're smoking a joint, chilling, talking. And, I'm telling them about how I like architecture and I'm an artist. And at this time, I'm only 16. I'm hanging out with these older people, and this big ass dog, Floyd and Petunia. Oh God, I love that dog, Floyd. He was the best. Big ass white boxer bulldog or something. He was huge, 160 pounds. I loved him. He's scary looking too. Fucking biggest baby ever. You can grab him, shake his head. He didn't care. And I love that dog. So we're all hanging out, smoking a joint, and Sophie says to me, so what are you doing Thursday? And I was like, what? Nothing. And she goes, you want to come over for dinner? And I was like, really? Yeah, we have spaghetti on Thursday. I was like, okay, that'd be awesome. And Thursday I show up, I have spaghetti, we smoke some joints, and she asked me if I'd be willing to babysit for them. And I said, really? She was like, yeah, Candace really likes you. She thought I looked like Macaulay Culkin, and she listens to you, so if you need a babysitter, all you gotta do is show up here in an hour or two, and I'll be home, and everything will be okay. And I was like, oh, dude, no problem. Every day, I would go there. Candace would get home from school. We'd watch some TV, do some stuff. So if we'd get home, we'd smoke joints, have dinner. I mean, it was awesome. Spaghetti every Thursday for years. Man, I hung out with them for so long. They always talked about their son, Dennis. he was off in a mental institution in Oklahoma. It turned out that he had taught Candace some bad things. One day, Sophie had said to Candace, "Hey, you want some ice cream?" And she started to take her pants off. And Sophie's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" She goes, "Well, we're going to have ice cream." And that's when Sophie finds out that Dennis had basically taught his mentally handicapped sister how to do sexual favors for him based upon what he said. So when Sophie told her she wanted ice cream, that meant to take your pants off and bend over the bed. They confront him. Bob wanted to kill him. And he gets shipped off to Oklahoma. They were there on the Oklahoma City bombing. So I keep hearing about this guy. And the time comes where he's coming home. Alright, okay. Dude, he shows up. Bob goes, picks him up. He walks in the house. And I was like, Dennis? It turned out that this was the punk little kid that I went to grammar school with, and he used to talk shit to me, and I would fucking chase him and beat his ass, and I didn't like this kid. He walked in and saw his fucking bully sitting there, and he was like, and I was like, dude, it's all good, man. It's a different scenario now. What you did to Candace can never be forgiven. Your mom might have forgave you. Bob's okay with it. But me? If I had my way, I'd put you in a box. So, I made it very clear from the first fucking time. You think I was a bully in school? If I had my way, I'd shove your head through a fucking wall. But I tolerated it for Sophie. It's me, Candace, Dennis. They're talking about how this whole time they've lived here in Chicago, they've had this dream of moving to California. You listen to these things, the time's coming up, and they actually asked me if I would go with them. My mom was gone, vanished, and disappeared. I didn't know where the hell she was. No father, me and my brother have issues, and me and Veronica broke up. I just quit my job. Year's 1999. I was like, okay. Thought about it for a while, and then I said, okay. I moved to California with him. Now we're living in a 3-bedroom house. Living on a mountain. California was awesome. I'll talk about that crazy freaking place someday. It was not a place I really cared to be. I had to get out of there, so I left. 19 years later. Man. Well, the first time I left, it turned out that friend of mine, Josh, that I went to parties with, and he was a great guy. His father was a cool dad. It turned out one time, the way his dad punished him would be taking his bongs and his bowls, and he'd put them in the closet and lock them up, and you can't have your paraphernalia. Well, his dad was a traveling salesman. He went out, he's traveling. Josh was all pissed. He said, "Nah, man, you ain't taking my shit no more." Went in his dad's room, broke the fucking lock, got in there, got his bongs, happened to look up and saw some VHS tapes and was like, "That's gotta be my dad's porn." He decided to snag a tape, see what it was like. Not that night did he watch it. He literally told me. I sat with him when I went to visit California. He said I didn't watch it right away. It was the next day. Sitting in his room, he's alone, feeling chilling. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch some porn. Puts the tape in. It's his father. He drugged the little boy up the hill, and he was raping him. every VHS tape in that closet. He had been raping this little boy since he was like 3. It was beyond horrible. Josh told me he had 2 choices: kill him or turn him in. Me and Josh feel the same way about that stuff, so I thought he was gonna kill him. This had already happened, so Josh told me he got a gun, put it under the chair. His dad came home. He pulled the gun out, pointed at his father, and said, "Sit down." His father sat down. He explained to him what he found and turned him in. He's gone for life. Neighborhood looked down on him. He had to leave. Oh, I went from liking this guy's father to wanting to fucking kill him. Sick bastard. And then, like I was saying, 19 years later, well, who knows from that point, but Sophie gets cancer. It moves into stage 4, and in California, they have the choice of life, and she chose to die. So in February 2019, Sophie decided to take her own life. I hear she drank a concoction and just went to sleep. Right about 4:20. Sophie was such a pothead. God rest her soul. God bless you, Sophie. I'll always love you. You say I didn't always get acid. Bill and Gidget were a trip. Someday I gotta tell that story. But Bob and Soph, I have more. But that's how I met Bob and Soph. Again, have a great day. Later.